Well, first of all, just want to thank God. Give big thanks to Big God for allowing things to work the way it needs to work. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just give thanks to God. Just slowly substituting things of the world and giving time in a form of worship to God. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's a great thing. The more people put that in practice, the more, you know, God's glory can be shown. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing when you walk past somebody and they playing K Love, the Christian radio. You know what I'm saying? Or people doing good acts of deeds, and they putting God and giving God the glory while doing the deeds. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between doing good deeds, and giving glory to yourself, and doing good deeds and giving glory to God. There's a difference, you know what I'm saying? And God loves it when you give glory to Him when you do your good deeds. So it's a great thing. And we're not perfect, but the more and more that you substitute worldly things for godly things, it's a beautiful thing. But man, I wanted to say R.I.P. to what I just heard through the grapevine, through the vine. What's this dude name? Charlie Kirk. I guess it's going viral. He's like some protester or something like that. Got shot in the neck. You know what I'm saying? And killed him. Boom. Somebody shot him in the neck. You know what I'm saying? You see someone showed me a video, the censorship and the blood splattering out of his neck. Like, it's crazy. Just for him speaking his mind. When rallying people having their opinion, him speaking his mind, he got shot in the neck. And from what I heard, he was trying to fight for people's rights to bear arms, because with all these mass shootings, with all this programming people to be mass shooters, the MK Ultra getting, school shootings, kids bullying kids, spy kids, gang stalking kids, bullying kids at school. And what happens? Hurt people do what? Hurt people. But the thing about it is they still acting like they're in the cowboy and Indian days, and people are forgetting the fact that we're living in a technological era, a smart era. They got smart cars. They got cars that drive themselves. So if they got cars that drive themselves, why won't they make guns with fingerprint recognition? Fingerprint recognition guns, meaning the owner is the only person that can use that gun. And then once the owner is not the owner of that gun, the police, they could probably override. They should be the only people that can override the fingerprint recognition. Other than that, for regular civilians, everybody should be entitled to have a fingerprint recognition for smart guns. They got smart everything else, but what about smart guns? You want to know why? They could have been had smart guns. We're dealing with real life scientists out here, real life psychologists out here. You want to know why they don't have smart guns? Because the crime would be down. It's a front. Them trying to minimize crime is a front. They could minimize crime in a snap of a finger if they put fingerprint guns. Because guess what? The crime is just going to indicate who did it, what did, you know what I'm saying? Children can't just grab their parents' guns at home, their older brother or their uncle or whoever, guns at home. They can't just grab the gun. It will have fingerprint recognition. You know what I'm saying? So they can't use them guns. So it's not the whole point of, okay, since all these mass shootings going out, we just going gun control. You know what I mean? Take the guns from the citizens. You know what I'm saying? And now they don't have the right to bear arms, and anybody who's physically stronger than them can just dominate them. And they, you know what I'm saying? What if this is an older person, you know what I mean, trying to protect his home or trying to protect his family, an older person? You know what I'm saying? He don't have the right to bear arms. It don't matter about race. It's just a matter about people have the right to defend themselves. That's what, they're taken away from. Old people can't go to no martial arts. You know what I'm saying? We can't take it back to the sword days. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, Duh. They need what needs to happen is they got all this stuff to mess with the weather. They need to get together and create smart guns where it has fingerprint recognition. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The crime gonna go all the way down. Simple and plain. They need to put some technology in these weapons. But the technology that they putting in, the military. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to citizens, we need to update the citizens' weapons. You know what I'm saying? For our protection, update the citizens' weapons. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And this dude, from Charlie Kirk, you know what I mean, seemed like he was saying some good stuff. You know what I mean? And it says like the person that took him down was like a trained person, wasn't just no regular, black dude off the street shooting the gun sideways and shooting everybody but the target. Not no regular Joe. This was a trained, you know what I mean, somebody who was trained that took this dude down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was premeditated. I'm pretty sure it was. That's messed up. Said something happened in Utah, He was talking about the transgenderism, like, could you just imagine, like, a transgender going into a female's locker room where they got little girls and stuff like that, and the transgender is changing clothes, and they got a third leg, even if it's not a third leg, they got something dangling between their legs. You know what I'm saying? What kind of freak of nature that would be exposed to your kids? You know what I mean? So they trying to, I don't like, for grown people, hey, boom, I get it. But, for children with underdeveloped minds, it's just not fair. They don't need to be exposed to that, right? It's just not fair, right? You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to speak on stuff like that and how the agenda is going now. Everything is starting to get into this Baphomet darkness, satanic phase. And these people, you know what I mean, that's on that team, that's on that squad, they ain't playing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, wow, that's what I'm saying. People need God's protection. We living in an era where people need the seal of God. They need God's protection. They need the seal of God. They need God's protection. And these times right here, you know what I'm saying? Because people getting out protesting and you ain't got the proper protection and stuff like that, then boom, just openings for all type of stuff to happen. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to that dude, Charlie Kirk, because at least he was trying to speak positivity. He was trying to defend the American citizens on how people really feel. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing against people, that's grown and they want to change their sex. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is I understand them on some points of like, you know what I mean? Shouldn't be exposed to children though. You know what I mean? It should just be for grown people. You know what I mean? So it's just like, wow, like the hatred that the world, not the world, but the darkness, the dark side of the world, if they can get to you, if they can touch you, that shows they gonna get to you. When you go against the agenda, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you get knocked off no matter what race you are. That's how you know when powerful people that don't have God's protection is just acting like they speaking against the agenda. If they ain't getting touched, then most likely they are helping the dark agenda. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm saying is just try to put God in your life. We really heading towards some dark times. You know what I mean? And the more people get godly, the more dark people gonna be too. You know what I'm saying? It's a real versus going on. I mean, we already know who's the victor. It's already been written. You know what I'm saying? Through the death of the cross, that already was completed. It's just for the people living in this world to carry their cross now. You get what I'm saying? So it's not even really a versus. It's just God using the darkness to make the children of light realize God's glory and bring people to God's glory. But it's getting darker. You know what I'm saying? It's getting darker. It ain't even the verses. Excuse me. It ain't even the verses. the victory is already won. It's been won. It's just since people have free will, it's up to us to have that choice. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy what they did to that dude, Charlie Kirk. Wow. I've been hearing it all day, and I just went to the job and I just asked, like, who's Charlie Kirk? What's going on? Like, I'm so square. I don't know. Everybody I don't know what's going on, but wow, a person trying to speak up. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the Second Amendment. I don't know what amendment it is for the right to bear arms, but you know what I'm saying? Law-abiding citizens should have the right to bear arms to be able to protect themselves. Not everybody know all that kung fu, Mortal Kombat brutality. Everybody ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't on that. Whoopsie. Everybody ain't on that. And people need to protect themselves. You get what I'm saying? For their family. They should have that right. You know what I mean? Because kids are getting gang stalked at school and being targeted, and people being targeted, and they becoming mass shooters and stuff like that because the community is driving them crazy and stuff like that. Then to prove that not to be, why won't the government, you know what I mean, use their technology to upgrade the civilians' weapons and make a smart guns where it's fingerprint recognition? You want to know why? Because they're getting funded more when we do dumb criminal things, and it heads towards their agenda. They want more control. Imagine how much control they would have if they take the guns, not even the upgraded guns, because they got upgraded stuff in that military. The regular cowboy and Indian guns that we see today, even the automatics and stuff like that, right? They take that off the market, and nobody has the right to bear arms, civilians. Man, it's gonna be a crazy world. You get what I'm saying? And that gives them more power and stuff, so they could just really take over. You get what I'm saying? No democracy, nothing for the people, just real live control. So if that's not the case, then just upgrade the guns where children can have access to it. Upgrade the guns where criminals can't have access to it. It should be only activated with fingerprint recognition. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where they should take it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to drop that there. I just heard about this dude named Charlie Kirk, and that's just horrible how he went out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his whole history, but from what I heard, it seemed like he was a pretty good dude trying to spread a positive message. You know what I'm saying? Try to open the eyes of the people of like this dark era that they're pushing people into, and it seemed like he was against it. And he was more than a T.I. They just went on ahead and just took him out. You know what I'm saying? They just went on ahead and took him out. You get what I mean? Yeah, it'd be assassination attempts and all type of attempts on people who speak against the system. But T.I.s, I believe they be having God's protection, because if they could just take out people just like that, and they doing all this sophisticated stuff, we must really have God's protection. So just be thankful, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, just be thankful. And with that being said, family, peace.